Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Nick Gray, and today we're doing another smartphone camera comparison with the all-new Oppo Find X8 Pro and comparing that with the Pixel 9 Pro XL. As I do in all of these smartphone camera comparisons, everything you see in this video is recorded on these two devices, so just keep an eye on the bottom of the screen to see which cameras and which devices are being used for the photos and videos that you see. With that, let's get to it.
Now, before we get too far into it, let's take a quick second to talk about the specs on these two devices, specifically their cameras. Oppo Find X8 Pro has four 50-megapixel sensors on the back of the phone for the main ultra-wide 3x telephoto and also a 6x telephoto camera as well. And then up front, we have a 32-megapixel selfie camera. It would have been nice to have the 1-inch type sensor that we got on last year's Find X7 Ultra, but that main sensor is a 1/1.4-inch sensor this time around. As for the Pixel 9 Pro XL, you have a 50-megapixel primary camera, and that's actually a 1/1.31-inch sensor, which is larger than what you get on the Oppo. And then we have two 48-megapixel sensors for the 5x periscope camera and also the ultra-wide. And then up front, there's a 42-megapixel selfie camera, and all of those, just like the Oppo, can record 4K video at up to 60 FPS. Let's take a quick break to talk about the sponsor for today's video, the Nexus 4 Pro dashcam. Now, in my 25 years of driving, I still have not had an accident. Well, at least not yet, but you can never be too safe, especially since now my oldest daughter is finally learning how to drive, which I can attest to is incredibly nerve-wracking as a parent. But having a dashcam like this, the Nexus Vantrue 4 Pro, can put you at ease since you always know that there's going to be a watchful eye keeping track of your kids while they're driving, even if you might not be in the car. And this thing is packed with features. You get 4K video capture from the main dash cam up front, but there's also a secondary camera for the rear window, and then also a third one, which captures video from the inside of the vehicle. Vantrue also sports a patented plate pix technology that makes it easier to make out license plates of other vehicles while you're driving down the road, but it also supports HDR and night vision, so that the video that you capture is as clear as possible, even in those tricky lighting conditions. It also has 4 different parking modes that you can use to monitor the safety of your car even while it's parked. And of course, there's a large 3.19-inch display so that you can see everything that's being recorded. But Vantrue's app also works incredibly well, syncing up video to your smartphone over 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi and allowing you to share those videos captured from the dashcam in seconds. For more details on the Vantrue Nexus 4 Pro dashcam, check out the link in the video description below. And thanks to Vantrue for sponsoring this video.
Well, we are starting off with the ultra-wide cameras on both of these devices. You can definitely tell that the Pixel is a lot wider at the very beginning than what the Oppo offers. Then punching into 1x, 2x digital crop on the Pixel, since it only has one zoom camera, 3x on the Oppo, and then 5x on the Pixel, and 6x on the Oppo Find X8 Pro. And to give you an idea of what the selfie cameras are capable of, both of these phones do have 4K video capture at up to 60 FPS, though this here is 30 FPS on both of these devices. So far, looking at the screen, they look pretty similar. Google's doing a little bit more work to crunch the dynamic range there, just to give you a little bit more, or a little bit less of the blown out highlights, but we'll have to see what that actually looks like in post-processing, because Oppo really does typically do a good job with post-processing rather than just showing it in the live viewfinder. And then, as always, flipping things around to the main cameras on the back of both of these devices. Having that main sensor is always going to be the best option possible when recording video, just because of how large that sensor is, giving you better dynamic range, better details as well, but also a lot better depth of field here. You get a shallower depth of field so that the background behind me is a little bit out of focus, so that you're focusing more on the subject that's right in front of the camera. Now, if you want to work out, these are some steep stairs. Just don't look down. And of course, had to check out the low light capabilities on the selfie cameras on both of these devices. This room is fairly well lit by these couple of windows behind me, but as we go into here, it is incredibly dark. As you can see, these do a pretty decent job, but I'm going to flip things around right here in this darker room to that main camera, just to show you the difference between the selfie cameras and that main sensor. And here we go, taking a look at the main sensors on the back of both of these devices, just to give you that contrast between just how much of a difference you get when switching over from the selfie cameras. It's always the best situation possible when you can use that main sensor, so if you know how to frame it just right, this is the way to go.
Stand at the back.
Gentlemen, what was your take of the tomb?
A lot of dead people.
That's usually the case with the Tomb. How about you, TK?
Absolutely amazing. Amazing architecture, amazing, just, it's really a blessing just to be able to visit it. It's very nice.
Oh, I got another one. It killed.
Josh, with his one-liners, always on point. Well, now that it's getting just a little bit darker, it's time for some low light photo and video samples to see how these two devices stack up when lighting really isn't ideal. Let's get to it.
That's the most famous one.
It's so big, I have to go ultra wide.
Wow. That's huge.
Two of the best camera phones. Nice.
Wow.
You versus the noisy told
You going in, Ben?
Do it. That was anticlimactic.
Is it good?
Look like you guys are having fun with each other. We ran into some of the others tour guys. And now we're ready to go.
That's going to do it for the smartphone camera comparison between the Pixel 9 Pro XL and the Oppo Find X8 Pro. Let me know what you think of the results in the comments below and which device you'd rather use on a day-to-day basis for your photos and videos. If you want to see more camera comparisons from me, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for those. I'll catch you guys in the next one.